So in this video, we're going to open 100 collectors reserves to see what all the stuff we get is. Tokens. We really want to see which cool variants we get. Actually, that's the most exciting part. But I also want to spend a little bit of time in this video talking about the newly teased progression system in Marvel Snap. This was revealed, I guess it's a few days ago when you're watching this. I'm recording this ahead of time a little bit because I'm out of town right now visiting wife's family, recording some stuff ahead. So you'll have had a few more days to ruminate on all of this than I will when I'm right now when I'm recording this. But basically Marvel Snap teased a new progression system with snap packs. We've got some details already. I'm going to walk through a little article that answers some great questions here in a minute, but basically it's supposed to make it easier and faster to get Marvel Snap cards, and cheaper, I guess, too, all of which we've been asking for forever, and supposedly is being targeted towards, like, you know, new players, returning players, currently active players, making life better for everybody, which of course is the exact thing I've been asking for forever. It's so hard to get back into this game. So there is a chance, if this actually goes well, that Marvel Snap could really be saved. Like, this might actually be a turnaround for Marvel Snap's progression, which has always been far and away its biggest pain point. I've always enjoyed the gameplay so much, but hated all of the progression and monetization systems. And, you know, this is a funny title because, you know, we've seen these promises in the past and they always failed to deliver, and they always seem to kind of get a little bit worse. Like the Spotlight Cash system came along and was supposed to be better, and it kind of got worse, I think, over time because they didn't drop cards enough in series. Good to be skeptical, you know, good to have doubts. I will say, though, that with the recent shakeup of the publishing side of Marvel Snap, with the whole ban of TikTok and ByteDance and all that stuff, like, there could actually be meaningful change possible because of that shift. Maybe a shift in philosophy, focus, maybe competitors in the space like Pokemon Pocket. A few things have fundamentally changed since the last time these sort of changes were teased and promised and delivered. So I'm actually more hopeful than I ever was before when it comes to the changes that are possible. We just need more details. You know, we have to see it in action. Do they actually, you know, nail the landing here? Or is it once again going to kind of fall short, or eventually kind of unwind into something undesirable over time? I don't know. These titles, I know that I still hate, though. That said, as I'm opening these, I'm gonna find one more variant. Then I wanted to pull up this cool article I found that answers a lot of questions, because it's hard for me to convey the details succinctly or competently. It's just a lot has already been revealed. So there's a good little FAQ here I found on SnapFan that we'll talk about to give you guys a little bit of a context and give me something to kind of bounce off of for talking about it. That said, we got a dinosaur variant here of Doctor Strange. I hate these dinosaur variants, man. I don't know why. I hate them, dude. I like dinosaurs. I like Marvel characters mostly. Something about these is really bad. This one's actually one of the least bad ones I've seen. This one's actually okay, but that one of the Thing I got the other day, it is awful. It is just the freaking worst. I feel like, you know, they made their bodies look too much like dinosaurs. They maybe should have just given them like slightly more anthropomorphic bodies and made their heads more dinosaur or something, because to me it's just like too much dinosaur aspect. But what do I know? Anyway, let's pull up this article real quick, because this had a lot of really good stuff. This is from snap.fan, from Skosko23. I'm not going to go through the whole article. There's a lot of good detail here we're not going to cover, though. A lot of cool questions at the end. I recommend you hit the link in the description or pinned comment. It's not like sponsored or anything, just a great article I'm sharing, and I want you to go support their site. So number one, water snap packs. So snap packs contain guaranteed unowned cards that are purchasable for collector's tokens in the new card shop. There are a variety of packs that will be added to the game. They'll have different contents and cost different amounts. There's going to be basically packs for each series for both new cards and old cards, like new packs and collector's packs. Also, themed packs are possible, like Discard, X-Men, or they even teased like creator packs. I could make a pack loaded with awesome cards for you guys, and maybe you'd buy it. And maybe I'd make a pack that's all troll cards that's really funny and no one would buy it, and that would also be fun. But I'd try to hook you up if I got that opportunity. So like, what does a new Series 5 pack contain? All Series 5 cards from the current and one previous season. They'll update each week, adding in the new card. That means sometimes it'll be 5 cards, sometimes 10 plus. The pool size for the cards will vary That means there might be some strategy around it, basically, like also depending on how collection complete you are, which cards you want. In some ways, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of agency for people who have more cards. Like I'm going to be able to isolate each pack down to the new card because they promise no duplicates, which is actually an awesome change. So like I should just be able to open one pack each week, I think, and just get the new card that I'm missing, kind of like Spotlight keys give me like, you know, the new card, the variants, or the tokens. But you know, I know a lot of you, when you get those tokens, get a random card. You can't really control it much. It might be similar in that case for people who aren't collection complete. How many cards are in a pack? One, but there are other things in the pack and a small chance at a second card. So that would be a high roll for sure. Packs, we don't know the cost just yet, but they said they're going to be less than the cost of a new card directly from the shop. So maybe like 5,000 to buy a pack, or 6,000 to buy the exact card you want from the shop, which the shop is still going to have that like Spotlight card each week for tokens. But since I think, like I said, I am collection complete, I might be able to just buy the pack, guarantee the card anyway, and get some bonuses, which is cool for me, of course. Cards themselves are staying exactly the same. It's like 6,000, 3,000, etc. You're also going to get 3,000 tokens now, where Spotlight keys currently exist on the track. And also your Spotlight keys, I think, are going to convert to 3,000 tokens as well. So if you have like a hoard of Spotlight keys, which I know most of you don't, but you'll get 3,000 tokens each for your keys, which seems relatively fair. I've seen some mixed opinions on that, I guess. So is the system cheaper? In most situation, it appears the answer is yes. We don't know all the details yet on what will be cheaper. Previously, the average cost for a new card was 2.5 keys. After these changes, they'll cost 6,000 tokens in the shop, which you can earn by gaining the same amount on the collection track as 2 keys. So I guess that sounds straight up cheaper. And you'll be able to get the snap packs for less. So, I mean, like on a 1-to-1, it's just going to be cheaper because you're getting, instead of 2 keys, 6,000 tokens. That'll just let you buy the card straight up. You know, you won't high roll those 1 key weeks where you hit it on the first key, but you'll just have, you know, consistent output of basically what is 2 keys per week converted now to tokens, which I like the consistency. Frankly, yeah, it feels good to get 1, but you hate when you roll 4 to get the new card or whatever. That always sucked. So there's a lot more questions here. Those were kind of the basics on how all of this works. I mean, there are obviously more details coming out. I've already started answering a lot of questions on this stuff. You may see more answers since I've recorded this video. I do think these are kind of the questions I want to finish on a little bit though. Like, how does this system affect players who are collection complete or nearly collection complete like me? Very friendly. Like I said, I think this is like all upside for me. So I guess this is really the more pertinent question for some of you, although I think most of you are like mid-level players. Isn't the system worse for very low collection level players? It's true that getting the brand new Series 5 card is a little more expensive, but only for extremely low collection level players that would basically always get 3 to 4 new cards for each set of 4 keys they would open. So basically, you know, like opening a Spotlight variant would get you a card, the bonus thing would give you a card, the new card would get you a card. You could basically go like 3 or 4 for 4 on keys. That was really good for low collection level players. This could technically be worse, but I think people push through that phase a lot faster now because you start getting Series 3 cards super quick now due to those recent changes. I think they talk about that a little bit in here. And you'll get to a point where this becomes a better system, I think, pretty quickly, basically. And for most of you watching, I think it'll be a better system from day one based on what we know right now. So yeah, like I said before, this is maybe going to go live on April 29th, maybe June 3rd, which I thought that sounded like super far away, but then I realized that's only a month, basically. That's just like one patch cycle. For some reason, April and June sound super far away, but that's just the month of May between them. But soonish either way, like pretty quick regardless. And there are a lot of other great questions in here. Like a lot of great discussion. So I would recommend, again, you go read this article. It's on snap.fan. I've also got some links down below. If you want to learn more, dive into this. This is a great resource and boils it down very easily based on like the article we got initially just had a lot of detail. This is more conversational and I think a little bit more helpful. So highly recommend this one. That said, let's go ahead and jump back into the rest of our current pack opening with these collector's reserves. So we got an ugly, strange variant. We'll see what else. We're actually going to open way more than 100 because I have more than 100 and I don't know where to stop. So we'll actually have some cool variants to take a look at this time. But I'm curious what you guys think about... Why did I have that weird gap? Curious what you guys think about all the snap pack stuff. I mean, you know, I'm always hesitant to like vouch for anything too soon. A lot of good promises though. This is a sick rogue, by the way. It looks very cool. I like the rogue a lot. Very nice. But I'm hopeful. I'm excited. There's been a string of like pretty solid changes in Marvel Snap, and this could like really seal the deal on good momentum, forward positive momentum. But we just got to see if it lands. So I'm hopeful. People are hopeful. I hope this is enough to actually bring people back. I think that's really the big concern I've always had. Is like re-engaging people who left. Oh, one thing we didn't talk about in all that is actually that they mentioned there's going to be more cards added into the game, which might be one of the things that makes this system kind of counterbalance. Like, yeah, it's easier to get new cards. Like, yeah, it's cheaper, faster, all that. But if they raise the number of cards you need, you might still feel that same kind of gap where you don't necessarily have the meta decks or, the top tier options. You may still feel like players who are getting all the cards are distancing you. I think in some ways that's definitely a concern, but I will say like it's still just fun to get new cards, and getting more new cards, even if proportionally it's kind of the same, still gives you more options and more decks and new experiences more regularly. So even if you're still someone who stays 85% collection complete the whole time, you're still having more fun and doing more stuff along the way, proportionally. You may just always feel a little bit of that gap. Dan Hip Gore, not my favorite. It's not my favorite Dan Hip. I don't know. It's fine. I like the background color's nice, but Gore and the pose and stuff isn't sus. Okay, that's a title, all right. That's a cool title, all right. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Obviously I'm rooting for the game to succeed. The game succeeds, I succeed. I will say it sounds like it's great for me personally. Like, I think it's going to be cheaper and easier for me to get new cards. More new cards means more new videos, and new card videos are, of course, the most fun and most popular every week. So I'm very excited. It sounds great for me. I just, the ultimate great thing for me is for the game to be healthy and for players to be happy. So if it's good for me individually, but players suffer, that's not good for me individually, right? That still sucks for me individually. So I need the system to support players first and foremost. Sponsored, can't say who. Well, that means you're breaking the law. If we're sponsored, we have to tell you, or we break the law. I think some people run a little afoul of that sometimes. I've seen some suspicious tweets. I've seen some tweets that are sus. Those two in a row is like, you gotta disclose sponsorships, guys. Okay, I'm sick of seeing that every time, dude. I hate the getting variants now adds this unavoidable animation every time. I hate the sports variants, by the way, though. Skiing is silly. I want serious, epic looking stuff or awesome cartooning stuff, either one, but just cool art. Not a fan of the sports. Like, this is actually pretty cool, dude. These negative variants, see, they've kind of screwed it up because you can see a faint outline around his finger. Like that, the whole point is that you may not be able to see that on the video. I realize that may not come through, but there's this tiny line making the shape of his finger, right? Outlining his finger, which the whole point of negative space is that you're not supposed to see any outlines. But then the background shifts in Marvel Snap also screw that up. So the negative space cards look really, really weird. Personal trainer to no one. Kind of true, although I feel like I'm training my toddler to do everything. Constantly training her to walk and eat, and I mean she can do all those things now, but at one point or another, training her to talk now. Get her to say some big sentences. Right now she's at the stage where she just goes around pointing at everything and naming it. She would say X on this guy, or Dada. Pretty cool, actually. I like this Dan Hip. That's nice. It's a good one. I feel like I have to have all the Dan Hips by now. Capture card just had a meltdown. It was cool looking. Looks like it fast forwarded through that. Misery portrait. Tokens. I have 13 spotlight keys. That means I'm gonna get what, 39,000 tokens. That's pretty crazy, actually. That's a lot. Oh, cool Green Goblin. Yeah, I like that. A nice little style. Oh, it's apparently part of an album too. Oh, I didn't know that. Birthday Clown by Day. Dude, these titles, dude. These literally 1 in 100 good titles. I will say the Sanctum event, Sanctum Showdown had a really cool title, but it was Well, there was actually one good free one, like really cheap one, not free, but really cheap. And then the reward for getting like the max tier or whatever was an awesome title. I want more of those, but I can see they're saving the cool titles for, that one's okay, I guess. It's saving the super cool titles for the like awesome rewards, you know, which I kind of get, but I wish there was just more good free ones or less stupid free ones. I don't know. Hard to come up with good titles, I guess. There's not that many like titles in the Marvel universe, but Pixel Dr. Octopus. It's okay. We saw a lot of there was some controversy lately with the pixel stuff. Like we've always known that the pixel art is just like based off other Marvel art. They just like go and draw pixels over Marvel art, like the poses and stuff are the same. But one recently was from fan art. They like kind of yoinked some fan art, which seemed a little scummy. I don't know about the legal technicalities of it because it's a Marvel character and it's definitely transformative, turning it into pixels, but still seemed a little shady to steal from fan art. Not really steal, but you know, there's, in other words, there's a lot of official Marvel art you could have used. You didn't need to use fan art to make a pixel variant, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Quick, gotta land this plane. Quick, gotta land this monetization rework. Pose, pose, pose. I don't know what these mean, man. I don't know what they mean, but I got I'm just swimming in bad titles. Pixel Maria Hill. Oh, no, not a fan. Does not look great to me. I mean, they always look a little better when I look at them smaller, but I don't know. Background's a little busy on this one, maybe. I mean, I like when the backgrounds are more detailed. Some of the backgrounds suck, but that one was just like overlapped the character weird. So we're like all hips and pixels. Printing this page for my grandson. Page? What does that mean? Is that a reference? Is it from a movie or something? Page? We're not on a page. So it's a phone app. I don't know, dude. I get so frustrated by the titles, though. I'll tell you that. Like, honestly, I'll give or take the monetization rework. Like, you know, I don't care. I need a title rework, dude. I don't want anybody getting better cards or more cards. I don't care. Titles demand a change first. It's more important to me. Another Dan Hip, by the way, dude. We are low rolling hard on like cool art variant. I mean, Dan Hip's art's cool, but you know, we've seen it 1,000. We've seen it so much at this stage. I'm getting a little. Oh, I take it back. Give me the Dan Hips, please, God. I hate these dinosaur variants, man. I hate it. I really hate it, dude. I feel like they also gave her breasts, kind of, which it's a dinosaur. I don't think pterodactyls had breasts, but I guess we don't know. I mean, I don't know anyway. I'm not a paleontologist. I like that it's upside down. That's cool. Like the ground is on the ceiling. They do that a lot with like the Spider-Man ones, but it's actually pretty cool. I mean, I actually think the art is well executed. Like the lighting's great. It's super high contrast, well framed, the head and stuff with the background. I just hate the dinosaurs, I think. I gotta show you guys that thing. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I opened it the other day in something like the daily rewards or whatever. I gotta show you that because it is the worst thing I've ever seen. It is actually my least favorite variant. I think it's the ugliest variant in the game. Other hands conducting a symphony. Is that what you call it? Is that right? Collector's tokens, we'll take those all day for sure. I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like I may never have to oh, we're done. I feel like I may never have to spend money on the game again other than the season pass, right? Like I haven't actually for a while. I guess I buy the gold thing and then we get a little gold from Marvel Snap each month. Between those two things, like buying the monthly gold pass, the season pass, I've never had to buy more than that, you know. I haven't spent like on a bundle in a long time, I don't think. Okay, so those were our variants we opened. It is not a good haul. Here's that thing, by the way. It is so bad, dude. I hate it. Like, I hate how they made the dinosaur looks too realistic. Like, they gave it like little tiny talons and stuff when the thing is this big chunky boy, you know? Or why didn't they pick a dinosaur that has like a big chunk? Like a brontosaurus or something with big chunky meaty legs, you know, something like that could be better. I guess, you know, this is one that like charges you That kind of feels like the thing. I kind of get it thematically, but it just doesn't look or feel like the character to me at all. I don't know, dude. Like, or just give it like big chunky fingers, make it a little bit more humanoid or a little bit more like the character. It's not what they were going for, you know. They have a choice here. This one actually look. These two actually aren't that bad. I hate the like arms again though. Like, I don't know, dude. It's just too dinosaur for me. I hope you guys like them. I don't want to crap on them too much. Anyway, we got Hip Black Knight. That one's pretty good. I gotta rate these, right? I gotta rate these. This is -4 out of 5. This is I like this actually. 4 out of 5. 2 out of 5. This is like 5. I think this is beautiful. I like that. 5 out of 5. Misery here. 3 out of 5. Gore. Maybe a 3 is okay. 2. I'm just not into that at all. 4. 4. 2. 1, I think. 1 star. Typhoid Mary. Yeah, I like the pose actually. I'll say 4 stars. I do feel like color's a little flat, but 2 stars, but barely, honestly, just because the art's cool. This actually is a cool Corvus Glaive. I like this a lot, actually. That's 5 for me. This Scorn's actually pretty sweet too. That's probably 4. Yeah. Okay, dude, I feel like I gotta be getting close on some Dan Hip albums or something. Like, what am I missing here? Annihilus? I haven't even clicked that off yet, I guess. Multiple Man, yeah. Dude, I'm missing 1 from like every Dan Hip album. Dazzler. It's really funny. 2 missing out of this one. Electra and Titania. Okay, we're close, yeah. All right. Anyway, that's a pack opening. Share your thoughts on all these variants. Do you love or hate the dinosaurs like me? Share your thoughts on all the monetization stuff. You excited? You dreadful? You have faith? Do you not? Is this going to bring you back to the game? Is it not? I want to hear all those thoughts and more down in the comments below. Stay tuned for more videos. Remember, I'm out of town, so things might be a little disorganized or hectic or late or unperfect this week, but I'll be back before too long. So thanks again. Love you all a ton, and I guess I will see you around.